The offense starts hot, then fizzles just as fast. Thank Lombardi that Crosby got over the yips. Will the red zone woes continue in LA? Or have we said bye to them? We will talk all about that. Plus, Wayne and I are in the Coliseum live, all next on your Packers Fan Podcast.
Hey, Packers fans, this is your unofficial Packers Fan Podcast, and these are the podcasters you're looking for. One of these guys actually kissed the magical 13.5-yard line, and the other guy will challenge you to a game of pinball anytime. And now, it's time to Go Pack Go with your hosts, Wayne Henderson and Troy Heinritz.
This is your Packers Fan Podcast, the 3-time Podcast Award finalist show by and for fans of your 13-time NFL champion Green Bay Packers. And me, I'm at Wayne Henderson, and it's episode 165, recorded October 23rd, 2018.
And I'm at Troy Heinritz, anxiously awaiting to see Sir Wayne in person as we get on the airplane on Saturday to make the trek across the country. I know there's something about East Coast teams going West Coast and West Coast teams going East Coast. I don't know what it all means. I just know that it's going to be awesome, and there will be no mustard on the menu on Sunday.
No, and you can leave your jackets in Chicago.
We'll also talk about the close win we had over the Niners. They're also a California team, but they played here at Lambeau. We'll talk about heart attacks and what that has to do with a fly ban for myself. I'm still going to go because green and gold till dead and cold. We'll also have the latest NFC North roundup and Packer injury updates coming out of the bye week.
And we're going to preview the big Packers at Rams game, including Troy's keys to victory. The results from this week's Twitter and Facebook polls are very interesting. And we've got your GeForce feedback from 920-3PACK-GO and from email.
Spoiler alert, they're going to be keys to just getting through the game and enjoying it and hopefully making it a close match. A victory is a bonus this week.
Oh, my.
Links or articles we reference in this episode can be found on our site at packersfanpodcast.com/165, unless, of course, you turn this off because I said we're going to lose.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I picked them in the preseason. I have to stick with the preseason predictions.
No, you can change. We can all change and grow over time. Speaking of time, that win over the Niners seems like eons ago. But I do remember that the first quarter was pretty good, and the final 90 seconds were spectacular.
You know why?
Why?
Because Aaron Rodgers decided to trust his receivers and just throw the ball. Don't think about it. Just put it where they're supposed to be and hope that they catch it. And that's exactly what they did, especially Scantling and EQ. And we even saw some I was going to say Jared Cook action, but no, it was Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham was doing his best Jared Cook impression out there. He finally caught a couple balls as well. And it's been fantastic to see that the offense started to look like the offense that we're used to seeing. Putting up some points, scoring in the first quarter, doing an awesome comeback at the end, which I hope we don't have to do again. But it's nice to know that we can score at will, and we can do it in literally less than a minute.
And we were playing on natural grass.
I think that has something to do with it.
Can I get an amen?
Hallelujah. Amen.
Yeah, because it was looking good. I mean, even Mason Crosby, right on schedule, bounced back in fine style. In fact, Mason was the special teams player of the week. And I want to thank Granny Cheese for letting us know about this, as well as some other articles she posted in our Facebook community group. But way to go, Mason. We knew you still had it. Thank you.
Was that offsetting penalties then for the award from the week before? I'm just curious.
It's all good. It's all good. There was enough disaster in Detroit that it wasn't all Mason's fault. That's for sure.
But the big thing is that you really have to take a look at these last 2 weeks. With Geronimo Allison being out, with Cobb being out, the rookie receivers have really risen to the occasion. I mean, that catch by EQ on the back shoulder on the sideline in that last-ditch effort, I mean, oh my gosh, I don't know how he caught that ball, but that was an amazing catch on his part. And when you really look at it from the standpoint of salary cap and what's all going on that side of the house, you got Randall Cobb sitting there with $13 million guaranteed with a $10 million average salary. He's the second highest paid player on the team when it comes to what's counting against the cap, and he's the free agent next year. So at this point, I think you don't sign Randall Cobb right away. You let him test the market, see if he wants to play somewhere else, And if nobody picks him up, then you get to pick up Randall Cobb on the cheap.
And if somebody does pick him up, it'll probably be the Raiders.
Probably.
If there's somebody that catches the ball that used to be with Green Bay, the Raiders seem to like to get him. But
if they don't trade the entire team away before then.
Oh my goodness. The Raiders have so many first-round draft picks right now that they could actually trade for that defensive guy, Khalil Mack. Oh, wait. There were lowlights in this Niners game. Do we remember those as clearly as we remember the highlights, Troy?
I remembered that there was some things around the left tackle. Like, it seemed like in the second quarter, for some reason, we kept going back to that play action pass, which worked so well in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, there's always this guy at the top of my screen that was crushing Aaron Rodgers, like left and right. It seemed like there was a San Francisco 49er in our backfield consistently in the second and third quarter. So I'm not sure what happened there on the offensive line. I didn't see anybody go down with an injury. So maybe it was just they finally got wise to our play calling or something. But it was just weird seeing all that Niner gold in the backfield.
Yeah, it was not good at all, especially with everything that Aaron Rodgers and his poor knee have been through already this season. I just need him to be healthy. I mean, he kept taking more beatings. He kept on beating the other team and throwing great passes, but it can't last forever. He's got to get healthy. We've got to protect him. There was just sloppiness all the way around in all portions of the game, off and on.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we can get through the bye week and understand that fundamentals was a key focus over the bye week. The whole stupid penalties. What was that? The rookie, 47, 42. I forget what his name is because he had the penalty where he was taunting the player the week before, standing over him. And then he did the stupid one in this game where he pushed some guy out of bounds. And it's like, come on, man. It's like that stuff just kills games and you give players another chance. And the false starts and the encroachments, all of that stuff is just mental conditioning. And we just have to have better mental conditioning so we can go ahead and move forward and worry about the things we can worry about and not beat our own selves because I'm tired of seeing it, to be quite honest. And I don't want to watch it live because I'm traveling a long distance to watch this game on Sunday. We're not going to win. So I just hope it's at least close and enjoyable so that I can, have a beer and have a dog and enjoy some football from the SoCal Backer Section 208 in the Coliseum.
Yes, we'll be amongst friends. Safety in numbers with all of the green and gold there. I think the bye week actually came at the absolute perfect time. I'm glad it was not quite as early as the Bears bye week was. We really needed this, and, well, in just a few more days, we're going to see how it paid off. Going to be nice.
And the good thing is that the injury update looks like it's pretty good because everybody that should be playing is playing and everybody that is definitely out is definitely out. But we're getting so much closer to seeing if Jake Kumaro will be joining the team because he can join up after this week's game. So he could join up with us for the Patriots.
That would be nice to have Kumaro show up for the Patriots game and help us torch New England, but we are not looking ahead past the Rams. That would be stupid. The Rams have actually more injuries than we do.
Yeah, and Cooper being a little bit injured, he's still week to week, so Cooper Coop's not out there. So I like to call him. I know it's like Cooper Cup, but I like Cooper Coop.
Okay. Although I don't wish injury on anybody, since he is injured, I'm glad that he's not back yet. Aqib Talib, it's nice that he's not going to be facing us because we need as much help as we can get.
Yeah, but at this point, the offense is like firing on all cylinders for the Rams. There has to be a major shift, and that major shift should come somewhere on the Packers' defensive middle linebackers because Clay Matthews should be moved to the inside already. I mean, did you just see him miss that guy against the Niners?
I had forgotten that and blocked it out of my mind till you mentioned it just now. I have no idea what that was about, but Twitter immediately blew up.
Did I mention that he's the third most expensive player on the team with the whole, counting against the cap and everything? So things like that just really irk me. Like, for as awesome of a player as you say you are and supposedly are and have been over the years, to like completely biff like that, no.
Yeah. Next thing you know, the Packers will be having a fire sale like the Raiders, and I don't know.
If we lose this game, we just might do that because we can still get some stuff before the trade deadline.
When is the trade deadline? Do you know off the top of your head?
October 30th.
Oh, wow. Well, that's going to be here very, very soon. Hey, that's the same day as the Big Apple events. Lots of stuff happening over the next 7 days.
I'll trade you a practice squad player for a new iPad.
Nice. And is there a way I can work some sort of new Mac Mini or iMac into the deal? Maybe a MacBook Pro. I
need a 10R and an Apple Watch 4.
Yeah, my wish list is really going. But
it's really expensive.
It's going to be expensive on Tuesday. One thing that's no longer on my wish list because my wishes have come true is a lot of great listener feedback. We love hearing from you. The Packers Fan Podcast, G-Force. Submit your thoughts. Be part of the show, especially after this victory against the Rams. Call us at 920-3PACK-GO. Again, 920-3PACK-GO. Or just go to PackersFanPodcast.com/feedback for the other ways to get your voice in and be part of the show. But let's check in on that listener line and see what we heard.
Go Pack Go. Yes. What magic from AR-12. Man, I thought I was watching Fantastic Beasts. Sorry for the Harry Potter reference. But what a performance. Aaron Rodgers is magic as always. Man, I'm so happy for the win, but again, the defense has got to be one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in history. That's saying a lot for the Packers. I mean, man, yes, they had the great interception at the end of the game, and they did get a stop, but, man, they just let teams the entire game march up and down the field. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop the pass. I just don't understand what's going on. Don Capers is gone. Clearly, he wasn't the problem. I don't know what the issue is on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, again, Aaron Rodgers was magic. And again, Mike McCarthy, I don't know if he's aware we can run the ball. Aaron Jones was looking incredible yesterday. Ty Montgomery was looking good. Why do we not even try to stick with the run? We weren't down by much. I'll never understand what his coaching philosophy is, but I'm so thankful for the win, going into a bye. We play the Rams. I'm hoping to go to a tailgate if I can find tickets. But what a game, what a performance. Go Pack Go, great and coach on Dead and Cold. Hopefully McCarthy listens to the podcast and understand everyone's telling him to run the ball already. Let's go. Love you guys. Great and gold to Undead and Cold. Hey, Go Pack Go. This is Andre in L.A. Cannot wait for Sunday's game. I'm hoping for a victory. I will settle for just a victory. Please run the ball. Aaron Jones. Defense hopefully plays better. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers' knee is feeling much better. Rondo Cobb returns. The receivers don't drop as many passes thrown their way. I'm looking forward to hopefully finding a last-minute tailgate to get into. If not, I'll hit up my local Packers bar in Santa Monica. But I'm really excited for the game. I'm already feeling the love from all the Packer faithful in the area. And I just want to see a good game. Go Packers.
Go Pack Go indeed. Yes, run the ball. 777 total yards, averaging 5.5 yards per touch, including 4.4 yards per carry through 6 games for Montgomery, Williams, and Jones. So yes, run the football, please. And this would be kind of interesting, Wayne. What if we ran the football with Le'Veon Bell?
What?
It came from Peter Schrager on Twitter. He said, hey, this is what we should do. Le'Veon Bell for Ty Montgomery and a second-round pick.
I don't know.
You know what I say to that?
What?
Nothing, because it's never going to happen.
Okay, good. Oh, so good to hear from you, Andre. Good luck. I do hope you find a good tailgate to be at for the game. And we certainly do hope that Mike McCarthy did subscribe to the podcast, or at least has our free Packers Fan Podcast app that's available on iOS or Android, so that he can tune in and hear the facts about the running game. And speaking of facts, the Monday Twitter poll, which is also in our Packers Fan Podcast Facebook community group, this week, not really a can of worms, but I wanted your humble opinion. How do you think the Packers at Rams game will end? And of course, we're going to hear from Troy later on with his keys to victory, and we will both have our game predictions. But as far as you, the listeners, voting on Twitter and in Facebook, 11% of you voted that the Packers will win a shocker by victory of 10 or more points. Can I get a go, Pack, go?
That is a 20-point spread compared to where the line opened up for this game. If they win by plus 10 after getting 10, I mean, come on. That would be a crushing. And if that happens, we should win the Super Bowl.
It could very well happen. Stay tuned Sunday evening, afternoon. 37% of the fans that voted said the Packers do win, but it's going to be awfully close. 2% voted with, did someone say overtime? Oh,
it is the trend, I heard.
Well,
the Browns had another one this week.
I know. The 5 overtime games this year already for the Browns, I think. Oh, man. Yeah, overtime. That'd be awfully stressful, but you would get your money's worth, Troy.
Well, you went from no wins at the Browns to at least being able to be close to a win.
Yeah, they're
small steps.
They're doing better than some teams. I'll just say it.
I'm actually going to be doing a TV show on Monday at Sony Pictures.
Like
so
you do.
I can't have too many exciting moments because I have to save my voice. So I'll let you do the cheering. I'll just jump up and down and pretend to be a mime. How's that sound?
Do that. Whack me on the shoulder, and I'll yell on your behalf and say, "Go, Pat, go indeed!" I'll take care of it for you. And the other 50% of the voters actually said the Packers are not going to have enough points when the time runs out. 50%?
Let's see. Year 1, I'm 2. If we both vote yes, that's 100%. So if you vote yes and I vote no, that makes me 50%. So yes, this seems like mathematically it makes sense.
You are the stats man. I'll give you that. We did get some comments on Twitter and Facebook regarding the poll from y'all. On Twitter, Gunslinger Monte says Packers by 10 plus because when you think they'll be blown out, they don't. And when you think they'll beat someone easy, they just keep it close.
Or get beat. Washington.
Stop.
Almost San Francisco.
At Tyler Elmer Green said, we're getting blown out, fam. But it's okay.
I don't think we're going to get blown out. I think we'll cover the spread.
Set your DVRs and, as Terrell Owens would say, get your popcorn ready. At Timothy Evans on Twitter said, I heard 8.5 points for the spread this morning. If the Rams are undefeated and the Packers don't know who they are from one week to the next, the Rams should be an 8 to 10 point favorite. More motivation for our Packers, though, right?
That it is. I saw them opening at 10. So I don't know if the lines move down to 8.5, but when it opens at 10, that's the most that Aaron Rodgers has ever played from is a 10-point dog. So very interesting stuff indeed.
But listen, we're still at a winning record, and we are nobody's underdog.
And technically speaking, we should be, 5-1. Technically.
That's true.
If Crosby makes those field goals and the refs aren't a bunch of buttons. Yeah, I said it. Over on Facebook, Brett Connor said, I think we can all agree that the Rams are a force to be reckoned with. I can't see the current Packers team winning this matchup, but I hope that it's a very close game. Even if the Packers lose by 3, to be able to compete and keep it that close will surely be a positive alternative scenario. Packers win by 14. Holy crap.
Go Pack, go indeed, Brett. I love that.
14.
Hey.
Wow.
Stay tuned. Janelle.
I want to go to the UK and smoke what he's smoking.
Oh, stop.
That's some good stuff there.
You haven't even heard my game prediction yet.
Oh, my.
Janelle replied to the poll by saying, I'm always going to be an optimist, so I hope we will win, and if we do it, it'll be a close one, though. I know the odds are against us. However, we've gotten everything taken care of. We need to get over the bye, and Janelle finishes by saying, a girl can hope.
Hope is all you need. And Granny Cheese herself checked in and said, this game will be an edge of the couch, jumping up and down, screaming and hollering, TV brick throwing, nail-biting, heart attack kind of game. Go, Pack, go. I hope they come out on fire and hungry with a big, huge chip on their shoulders.
Oh, I think that's what's going to happen.
TV brick throwing, is that like throwing a brick at your TV, or your TV literally is a brick and you're just trying to figure out how to pick it up and replace it with one of those nice flat screen panel things?
Either way, it's going to be expensive. So the Packers need to be in the lead the entire game. So Granny Cheese, your TV will be safe. That's what I'm hoping. We also got some emails. We heard from James in Montana, who says, I'm getting pretty fed up with all the negativity from the fans. I'm with you there, James. We're either the best team in the NFL or the worst. If a play or drive goes bad, then we have to fire the whole coaching staff.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, with some of the things we read on social media, yes. He says it's getting ridiculous. We have a lot of young talent on this roster, and it's going to take some time to get going, especially when our number 2 and number 3 wide receivers are out. Yeah, I may be a homer, but I've watched this team flip things around multiple times, and the NFC is wide open and is ours for the taking. Even our division isn't a runaway. I have a feeling this game against the Rams is going to be another one of those Rodgers games to the critics. As always, I bleed green and gold till I'm dead and cold. Go, Pack, go. James from Montana.
So let's say he does win. What does he do at the podium for the press conference? Does he just get a hot dog or a brat and just put some mustard on the brat? I mean,
maybe. He'll have something creative up his sleeve. Maybe he'll come out with surfer sunglasses and some zinc oxide on his nose and go, dude, man, that's my skull. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So good to hear from you, James. Thank you. And I'm an optimist as well. And I can't believe how quick things get flipped around with social and people turning on the team. Go, Pack, go.
I like the team. If we win, hey, great. If we don't win, at least I got to watch a loss with Wayne. That's always fun.
That is always fun, but it's more fun to watch a win with Wayne, like some of the other Packers games we've gone to together.
Yeah, I was going to say, because all the Packer games we've been to so far, I do believe had us leaving sometime in the early fourth quarter because we were blowing them out by 40 points or more.
So, hey, we've got that to live up to.
No, I'm not going to say it because then that would be a stat that we have mentioned and then it'll come not to be true.
Just don't put it up on the TV screen. We'll be okay.
Steven checks in from Palos Park, Illinois and said, hey, so where should I begin? Since I don't have many good thoughts about the Packers' comeback win over the 49ers. Spent my weekend without Packers football at a family wedding in Louisville, Kentucky. For the Packers in LA game, Wayne, bring us home a win. That is your job. Quote, you have one job, Wayne. One job.
Steven, I'm working on it already.
Because I can't bring home a win if I think it's going to be a loss. At this point, I am not too happy with the Packers at how they have played so far. Barely beat the Bears in week 1, tied Minnesota, lost to the Redskins, beat the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Which Aaron said was a pathetic game. Lost to Detroit, and then barely beat San Francisco. Is Mike McCarthy trying to coach his way out of a job after this season?
Whoa.
Oh, James. Steven's got some fighting words there. Don't have very much faith in the Packers beating LA, and I know that this is the game that you both have been looking forward to, but you should think very hard about making your score predictions for the Rams game. Steven, you'll be surprised.
Stay tuned later in this episode. Also got an email from Caleb. Hey, Wayne and Troy, Caleb Fisher, Lorna LaPointe, and Mary Herkmans from Green Bay, Wisconsin here, and we wanted to say it was an incredible game that kept us on the edge of our seats. We also wanted to say that it seems like we might have the old Aaron Rodgers back. And another thing we did enjoy was Devontae Adams and the whole wide receivers during the game. All I can say is I'm glad that the bye week is here and now gone, so we can take care of the Rams. But no matter what happens in that game, we will always say go Pack go and bleed green and gold till dead and cold. Go Pack go from Caleb Fisher, Lorna LaPointe, and Mary Herkmans.
Oh my. All great discussions. Even more great discussions happen in you-know-where, PackersCommunity.com, over in our Facebook group. Discussions around the story behind the 2018 Green Bay Packers team photo. Those are always fun to hear what goes on and all the shenanigans that happen during the team photo session. Also some links to some of McCarthy's recent press conferences and much, much more, all over at PackersCommunity.com. I'm sure you'll also see some trade talk and some trade rumors and some trade stuff like Le'Veon Bell coming to Green Bay. So if you have opinions on who you think we should go pick up for the trades before the trade deadline, throw them in there, and we'll talk about them on next week's show. Well, Willie Wood was a 24. Yes, 24 was a magic number, and being magic also made him an MVP for the ages. Who wouldn't want to have MVPs like Willie on your team? Well, we sure are happy to have one of our own. Yes, Packers Fan Podcast Patreon supporter Bryant really helps keep various aspects of this podcast going by supporting the Packers podcast at the Willie Wood $24 a month level. Thank you so much, Bryant. Really couldn't do it without you.
And how about the Texas-only Green Bay Packers Fanatics Facebook group with their monthly $12 a month Aaron Rodgers support level? And, of course, stay tuned for their revised and updated special message and Go Pack Go at the end of this episode.
Supporting the podcast at the Brett Favre $4 monthly level is our lifelong dedication to Packer backer Randy Westgame of Wausau and also Jeff Summerfield. Thanks so much, guys, for always being there and supporting the team, even if you're injured.
You got to do it. You got to do it. And Curly Lambeau, great man, and supporting in honor of Curly Lambeau at the $1 a month support level, Velvet Eau Claire, Aaron Peterson from the Hollywood Outsider, and Hank Davis from the TPE network of podcasts. Thank you so very much.
Much like you can buy stock in the Packers when they offer it up next time, we want to make sure you have a stock here in the podcast as well. You get your name read on the show, just like all of these great people. Help make the Packers Fan Podcast even better by being a Patreon MVP supporter of the show. Helps us grow the show, helps us bring more cool things for all of you. You could do that at PackersFanPodcast.com/support. Again, PackersFanPodcast.com/support. Be an MVP on our team. We'd greatly appreciate it.
So thanks again to Aaron, Hank, the Texas-only Green Bay Packers Fanatics, Bryant, Randy, Jeff, and Velvet for your awesome support. We greatly appreciate it.
With that, let's go ahead and take a look at the NFC. They were all playing this week besides us. And over there with the Detroit Lions, like we've said all season, keep calm and carry on. Yes, the running game exploded in Detroit this weekend, as well as some people's fantasy football teams, because carry on put up some numbers. Also, Matthew Stafford put up some mistake-free football over there with very much the high percentage throw. So take note, AA Ron. That's right. High percentage throws, not bombs down the field, help you win football games. And you remember former Packer Ricky Jean-Francois? Yeah, well, the Miami offensive line sure remembers him after this week's game. So watch out. The Lions are coming, playing 500 football again. Also, the Bears seem like they're more like the Packers every single week because they keep shooting themselves in the foot too. Because they had about every chance possible to win the game against the Patriots, but fell just a little bit short. Oh, and hey, Mitch, leave the Hail Marys to the Catholics and Aaron Rodgers. Thanks.
Oh, no, he didn't. Yeah, I saw a great meme that has Aaron Rodgers talking to Mitch and letting him know that when you throw a Hail Mary, throw it into the end zone.
Not 1 yard short. Oh, so sorry.
Oh, the Bears. They're currently in last place in our division, though it's pretty much tied.
I was going to say, are they really? I didn't even look at that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Technically last place, but, one game this week is going to change it all around again.
That's right. Latavius Murray still keeping the running game alive up there in Minnesota, but Adam Thielen is the MVP of that team. And if the Vikes were to go all the way, I would say he'd be a front runner for league MVP this year. 7 straight games over 100 yards. The guy catches everything. It's amazing. But you know who isn't an MVP? Yeah, Kirk Cousins. I started you, man. I started you, Kirk. Over Tom Brady even. Thanks, Bears, for not showing up. But yeah, I thought you were the quarterback of the future, but instead, for some reason, you just keep going backward. Yeah, I said it.
But Minnesota's mathematically in first place, at least until they lose this week and we win and everything's different.
Yeah. But did you see that pass? I mean, literally Cousins threw it backward and it was a fumble. I was like, come on, Kirk. What are you doing?
He's still grappling with the the indoors and the AstroTurf or whatever it's called and wearing purple.
You threw it backwards.
Oops.
Oh, well. Some days are just not for you.
No.
Just like Sunday, which will not be the Packers' day, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
If we want to have a chance to win, here's a couple things that we could do in our keys to the game this week. Number one, we said it last time we were all together, and that is control the clock and keep the Rams offense on the sideline. Yes, the less time Mr. Jared Goff sits on the bench wearing a parka, that would be fantastic. Do they wear parkas in October in LA? I'm not sure.
No.
Okay, so no long underwear. Okay, leave that out of my bag when I pack this weekend. We need to contain Gurley when he is on the field, and if we want to do that, I think the best way to do that is to maybe move Clay Matthews into the middle. Can we just do that already? I mean, did you see that missed tackle? Number three, pressure Goff, because Cooks and Woods will beat our secondary any day of the week. So we need to make sure that they just never get the ball. And the way you do that is by having a decent pass rush. So make sure you pressure Goff and take him out of the equation. And then whoever can do it, please pick up Aaron Donald wherever he is on the field. Because remember all of Rodgers' fumbles that first part of the season?
Yeah.
When he kept getting stripped and when he's running away? Yeah, Aaron Donald has the ability to do that. So let's not let that happen this weekend. So contain Aaron Donald. Make sure you block as well as you can. That would be fantastic. Now, some cool stats, though, are that after the bye, the Packers are 7-3 straight up and 6-2-2 against the spread in 10 games after the break. The Packers are averaging 26.9 points in those games, and that includes last year's defeat versus the Lions when Rodgers was out and Brett out of the league in 3 years. Hundley led them to 17 points. Now, we are fifth in passing right now and a paltry 22 in run defense. 22nd. Remember when they were saying that we had this awesome run defense? And I said,
yeah,
what game are you watching? Yeah, we don't have a good run defense. So we need to shore up the run defense in order to make that happen. But I'm pretty surprised, coming from like worst to fifth in the league, I would say Mike Pettin has done his job.
I'll take it. And we're going to be at the Coliseum where the Packers won the very first Super Bowl. So, yeah, we got that.
And if you're going to be in the area or at the game, let us know. Twitter, at PackersFanPod, PackersCommunity.com in the Facebook group. Send us a DM, at Troy Heinritz, at Wayne Henderson. If you're going to be in town, just let us know, because if we find you, we'd love to get a picture taken with you and maybe share a beer.
Yeah, maybe...
you drink your own, I would drink my own, and Wayne would drink his own. We're not going to share a beer, but...
Thanks for the clarification, but wait till you see the prices for beer at the Coliseum. If I remember correctly, they're more affordable at Lambeau Field. But be that as it may, if it's after the game, maybe right in Exposition Park or out by Gate 19, which is easy to remember because it's Stephen King number and the Packers started in 1919. Yada, yada, yada. It's going to be fun. Let's check in and see what the official Green Bay Packers dope sheet has for this matchup. And we will have the full article linked at PackersFanPodcast.com/165. The 3-2-1 Green Bay Packers are off their bye week, counting down to this game and heading to Los Angeles to play the 7-0 Rams. Oh my goodness, 7-0. Since 2006, like you said, the Packers have won the game going into the bye week and coming out of the bye week 5 times. And this is the first time in 5 seasons that the Packers have played a day game coming out of the bye. I don't know how much importance can be placed on that, but that's an interesting stat that almost always coming out of the bye we're on prime time.
But is it a day game? I mean, it's like it's an afternoon game. It's not really day. It's almost like early evening.
Well, kickoff, it'll be the heat of the day around 1:15, 1:20, and it'll still be light at the end of the fourth quarter.
We are Packers fans. We do not believe in this Pacific time zone garbage. It's 3:15, okay?
Or maybe it's 4:15 for our friends on the East Coast. And how about our friends in Europe?
Hey,
UK.
See, they're still playing a night game coming out of the bye.
It's just going to be awfully sunny. Bring your sunscreen. Going to need it.
Yes, going to need it.
back to the Packers at Rams dope sheet. These two clubs first met in 1937 when the NFL launched its long relationship with the city of Cleveland. That's right, the Cleveland Rams originally. The franchises met every year from 37 through 71, except 1943 when the Rams didn't field a team.
Maybe that'll happen on Sunday.
That'd be nice. I'm not sure if the Bills have fielded a team either. But Green Bay went 12-1-1 in the first 14 matchups between the Packers and Rams from 37 to 44. And if you're already dreaming of January and playoffs, the Packers and Rams have met twice in the postseason, with the Packers topping the Rams 28-7 in the 1967 Western Conference Championship. And
you could just stop right there. We don't have to mention the other game.
That 2001. Okay, yeah.
Kurt Warner crushed it.
That was a beast and a former Packer, technically. The last time the Packers played a regular season game against the Rams in California was in 1991, and I was at that game in Anaheim, and I'm looking forward to being at this game at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And since that game way back in 91, the Packers have only had two different franchise quarterbacks. But since that game in 91, the Rams have moved to two different cities. Oh, very confusing. Notable connections. Packers tight end Lance Kendricks was selected by the Rams in the second round of the 2011 NFL draft and played 6 seasons in St. Louis/Los Angeles. And Los Angeles Rams cornerback Sam Shields played 7 seasons for the Packers from 2010 to 2016. And again, the entire dope sheet will be at PackersFanPodcast.com/165. And wow, the Niners game, we won 33-30, nowhere near any of our predictions. So Troy, just get it out there.
You were close. You had Packers 31.
Well, I did, but I thought the Niners would only have 10. And they should have only had 10.
Well, you remember how I said how the Packers averaged 26.9 points coming out of the bye week?
True.
I said Packers 27. So I'm right there. Didn't even know that stat existed before I picked the score for the game. So
oh, really? Oh, okay.
There you go.
I thought you were just basing your pick on
one
the stats.
One with the team. And also, Aaron Rodgers does beat the spread most of the time. So with that in mind, I think he's going to beat the spread and only lose by 6 to the Rams, which means it's a Packers victory if you're betting money.
That's the strangest way to look at it. So you're saying Packers
I picked a Packers victory. That's all I'm saying.
No, you did not. The Packers 27, Rams 33. No way.
Yes, I think it's going to be a late game heroic effort from Rodgers, but unfortunately, there's only so much miracle juice that you can have, and I think we're just going to fall a little bit short. But it'll be a great game because we'll be in the fourth quarter driving for the winning touchdown and just come up a yard short like the Bears.
Oh my. Well, like was suggested to us earlier in this podcast, to consider our picks very carefully. I did. I consider that the Packers are going to win this game. Now, of course, it's not the big blowout that I have in my fantasy mind, but the Packers will score 37 points, and the Rams will have 35.
You don't have a fantasy mind. You don't play fantasy football.
Well, not fantasy football, just my football fantasy. That's the exact opposite of fantasy football. I mean, in my mind, I picture us winning like 51-0.
So 37. So that's
37-35.
How do we get to 37? So that's 4 touchdowns and 3 field goals?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe there's a couple safeties in there. Who knows?
Who knows?
But the game time weather in LA, at the risk of becoming a cliche, yes, it's going to be sunny and it's going to be warm. A high around 83 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 28 degrees Celsius. So bring your sunscreen, bring a visor, keep the sun out of your eyes, and stay hydrated, and go Pack Go.
Is there going to be water and is there going to be ice? Because last time I was at one of these 80-degree games, that wasn't the case.
I think they finally got it figured out. At the very first regular season Rams game against the Seahawks that me and my son went to, somehow they ran out of water before kickoff. All they had was lemonade, beer, and bags of popcorn. I'm like, this is not the NFL. That's not football. But I think they got it figured out. I think there will be ice available. There will be water. There will be sodas, and there will be beer. And they actually have a place there that has a pretty good brisket sandwich.
Ooh. Now you're talking my language. Did someone say food?
Yes.
Food. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. I get on a plane on Saturday. I'll be at good old Mr. Wayne's house Saturday night having some pregame Bloody Marys and other fun stuff there at his local establishment where he watches the games. And then we'll be heading on to downtown Los Angeles for Packers at Rams. So, yes, again, if you are in the area and you want to find us, or if you happen to be inside the stadium, section 208, I believe it is. Yes, Wayne, 208 is the SoCal Packer Backer section.
A couple of sections. I don't have it memorized, but that sounds about right.
Yeah. So somewhere over there in the corner with all the green and gold people.
There's going to be a lot of green and gold people there.
More green than gold, so we don't get confused as the mustard section or something.
Can you imagine? Oh, my goodness. And definitely join our Packers community group on Facebook, because if the internet and the cell service cooperates, we're going to have some little live video clips as we walk into the game and things like that.
For sure.
Because obviously once the game starts and the stadium is filled to capacity, cell service is not going to happen. And
Wayne is going to be like a nervous wreck, sweating the whole time. This is going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to say Troy's right on the podcast. I hope I'm wrong, though. I hope I am wrong. But unfortunately, this is one game that I did pick that we would lose.
Okay. We'll have to see. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
I also did say we were going to be 4-2 going into the bye. So for what that's worth, I was pretty close.
You definitely were. And in no way can I think of anybody that predicted we would have a tie game going into the bye week this year.
I predicted I bought a Packers tie, but not a tie game.
It was, and the Browns all the time with the ties. Their fans are getting their money's worth. They may not get a Super Bowl ring this year, but they're getting their money's worth.
They're at least having fun. That's the good thing. They're having fun finally.
They are having fun. That's something new.
I just wish Bell would come back so I could either decide to drop him for my fantasy team or not. But we shall see.
This is the struggle.
With that, we will say adieu for now. We are not affiliated with the NFL or the Green Bay Packers. We're going to try to find somebody on Sunday. But if we can't find anybody, and if you happen to know somebody, tell them to email us at media@PackersFanPodcast.com so we can make some magic happen.
And be sure to follow us on Twitter at PackersFanPod and my personal Twitter account at Wayne Henderson.
And me, I'm at Troy Heinritz. Be sure to join the Packers Fan Podcast community because we will have a couple live streams in there through the course of the events on Sunday. Probably not during the game, but definitely before and after. And we'll give you our immediate reactions after the game if we can make that work. So check it out, PackersCommunity.com.
And there's a good chance that our voices will be shot, or at least mine will, because you need yours for TV.
I need mine for TV work next day, yeah.
And don't get sunburned either. You need that for TV as well.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bad too. I got to really break something up.
You got to be prepared. And speaking of being prepared, we want to hear from you after this game coming up. So keep PackersFanPodcast.com/feedback nearby so you can let your voice be heard. Keep the conversations going online during the game, after the game, between the games, all that stuff. And stay tuned for next week's episode of your Packers Fan Podcast. But until then, I just want to thank you for listening to this episode of your Packers Fan Podcast.
Be sure to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, and get our free apps for iOS and Android. Now, let's get hyped and hope that we get a victory this weekend, courtesy of our good friends in the Texas-only Green Bay Packers Fanatics. Take it away.
Hey, Wayne and Troy and Packer Nation. This is Dawn down here in Texas, a.k.a. Granny Cheese, and we have something to say.
Hi, I'm James.
Hi, I'm Kim.
Hi, I'm Melissa.
Hi, I'm Susan.
Hi, I'm Carrie.
Hi, I'm Lisa Montgomery, proud mom of number 88, Ty Montgomery, and we want to say,
Go Pack, go!